Welcome to Community Voice. I'm your host, Keith Parris. I want to thank everybody for joining us this morning. Morning, DJ,
Morning.
Ebo,
Good morning, sir.
Clark,
Morning.
and Jermaine.
Good morning, there, sir.
How's everybody this morning?
And Jermaine?
I'm all right.
See how you say and Jermaine?
Yeah,
Proper
like you
sentence
know how
structure.
they had like the Adventures of Boulder Man and Son. You know that cartoon that used to come on Saturdays. Yeah, Boulder Man. Yeah, the Adventures of Boulder Man and Son. Yeah, it's a cartoon that came on Saturday.
All right.
Know your history.
Cartoon Alley. Let me do something before we get into the program. Let me do a couple of cleanups on aisle 6. The kicker that got caught up with massage therapist for the Baltimore Ravens was Justin Tucker. Yeah, and so those allegations came out at
Remember,
the
'cause
beginning of this year.
I be ahead of the curve on a lot of things for real, because he never misses kicks, and last year he was missing kicks. So I said, "Hey man, something going on. He got into some trouble, or some deep going on, because dude, he wouldn't miss 60-yarders, and he was missing 40s and 30s and stuff like that. So I'm like, something going on. Then all of a sudden that came out. Another thing that I was ahead of the curve on several years ago, the Houston Astros, they was dominating baseball.
Yeah,
And I'm like, wait a minute,
yeah.
something is up. They got to be cheating or something, because they was just in the National League,
Right.
the weaker conference, the weaker league, and they was at the bottom. How you go to the better league and just start dominating? I like that. Don't make no sense. There ain't nothing adding up. All of a sudden it came out they was cheating. Yeah, man. So
I'm not going to say the National League was the weaker league. I just think they play the style of ball is different.
American
More
League has
offense.
always been better than the National League.
More offense in the American League, better pitching in the
See,
National
but
League.
you know that's what I don't understand about sports sometimes. Like even in the NBA, you got the East and the West. The West has always been better than the East.
Not always.
Yes, it has.
There was a period where
Man,
where
they had
Boston
killers though.
and Philly and Milwaukee was in the West and the East. But
And who kept winning the championship?
You got the West.
It was the best better when Jordan was winning 6 titles.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
The West
Yeah.
wasn't better. Obviously, they didn't win it all.
Well, I mean, they lost.
They was always
then,
going
and
against
They
the
was
Lakers.
always going against the Lakers.
And they
before-
lost to
but
the
even
Lakers more
before-
times than they won
Yeah.
Even before the Bulls got on their run, Detroit had won 2 championships.
at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But
I mean, but if
one
you
of
add
those
up the years-
championships, who did they play? The Lakers.
yeah, I'm not saying that there weren't great teams out there. The West lately has had better teams
Yeah.
in terms of when you look at their record
Yeah.
and you look at how those teams are built. But
Like even
Okay.
in like baseball, you got like the
yeah,
Dodgers.
baseball is equalizing now because they
But
use
salary cap
everybody's doing the DH. No salary
Mhm.
cap. That's
Yeah, they
bad.
Well,
changed
no,
that.
but they was actually arguing about.
They're
that.
arguing about
Yeah,
it, but the owners don't want a salary cap.
'Cause one of those leagues, the pitcher didn't have to hit or something like that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that was the American
National-
League, but now
Is it
both
the
leagues,
American
Now
League?
both
Both
leagues
leagues
do
is like
DH
that.
now.
But remember, we had this argument a few months ago. Just because a team is
Yeah.
payroll is higher, don't
Yeah.
necessarily mean that they're gonna win. And
Yeah.
they've literally shown you year by year the payroll of the World Series champions, and it ain't always been the Dodgers or the Yankees.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
but
saying?
But if you look at who's
yeah,
dominating,
you look at who's dominating.
yeah,
Yeah,
They're
every
not
now and then you
dominating.
get the Marlins, but
They
you
not
know,
dominating.
see, but when it come down to playoffs, this is where that whole big payroll
Dodgers
play because
They
the Dodgers
not
and you got
dominating,
hitters,
man.
you got pitchers
the
that's playing in
Dodgers
the
ain't went back to back.
Yeah, but
Okay, so then you're not dominating.
In most sports, it's very difficult to go back to back.
right.
Well, they didn't. They ain't won 2 out of 3. They ain't won 2 out of 3 or 2 out of 4.
The Dodgers is a stacked team. The
Stacked,
Yankees
stacked.
is a stacked
Boston.
team. Boston is a stacked team. I mean, you.
I'm not saying that they
the
not
Mets,
stacked.
man,
I'm
even the
saying
Mets
just
is
because
Now,
you.
the Mets, though, is an example of what DJ.
I'm not saying
Yeah,
that
but they
they're
got
not a
Carlos,
stacked
they-
team. What I'm saying
Yeah.
is just because they payroll is high don't necessarily mean that that's going to translate to them winning the World
Well, you
Series.
can always have aberrations, but the numbers are still the numbers.
Yeah.
The better teams. Now, hold on, wait a minute, DJ.
Because I just told
no,
you.
wait a minute, man. If you look at it statistically, the better, more talented teams usually win. Does that mean the teams with less talent, teams with small markets don't win? Yeah, you see it in the NBA, right? You know, where you're looking at who the champions this year was a small market team. Champion the year before, though, was a big market team, Boston. So, I mean, when you
Boston
look
not
at
really a big market.
Oh, yeah, it is.
What?
Yeah, market.
Wait, you
yeah,
said
it's a
Boston's
lot of
not a
money.
big market?
A lot of money.
That's
That
not
Northeast.
no big
Stop
market.
it,
You don't,
DJ.
you don't think of them
That's
as no
why the
big
Red
market?
Sox
Stop
don't
it,
want to
DJ.
do revenue sharing because of their TV contract.
Yeah,
That's
stop it.
why
That's
the Yankees don't want to do revenue sharing because of that TV contract they have.
Yeah.
So no, I mean they're that northeastern part of the country is a big market.
Whenever you think of a big market, you list 5 other cities before you even think about Boston. That's not a big. That's not a big market.
No,
That's not true, DJ.
That
It's a
is
big,
true.
huge market,
Dude,
man.
Boston, LA,
Patriots,
New York,
The Red Sox,
Miami,
Right.
you know,
Houston.
Houston.
You just already named teams before Boston.
No, but they still fall in the big market.
yeah.
though,
If you
bro.
look at big market, you talking the Yankees, the
Chicago. You didn't
Dodgers.
even name Chicago.
Oh yeah, they big. They,
Yeah, they
So
big market.
so like I said, you can name 5 other markets that's bigger than Boston. Boston not no big market.
You don't have a big
market.
is a big
that's
market.
not true.
That's 10
Boston-
big markets.
Boston
Okay, so
is
what
considered a big market.
Is
DJ.
population how you
population, the income of that
The
population,
income, the TV deals.
TV deals that they have. Boston's a big market.
Yeah, always been a big market, bro. Always,
No,
bro.
they haven't.
Always.
They not. It's not. It's
So
not
you
even
wanna
that
bet?
they haven't. They not.
But do you want to bet though?
No,
We can't.
We can't be betting. Man.
No, we can bet dinners. So we can bet.
You see what happened to Gilbert Arenas?
Hey man, no, I don't think Gilbert should have went to jail for that. Man.
I don't think none of that's illegal.
For the simple fact that if you in your house, so that's just like me having you over at the crib and Keith over at the crib, and we shooting dice and there's
I don't
money.
think none of that's illegal.
Like man,
That's
come
just-
on, man.
That's just. But what got him in trouble was that Israeli dude. That's really what
Yeah,
it is. Because he owned
Yeah,
he owned certain radars that you
Yeah.
know
Okay.
Yeah.
spark interest.
So here are,
yeah.
and DJ's partially right.
Yeah.
Here are the top 4 big markets in all of sports.
Okay.
That's hockey, that's football, basketball.
we didn't even name
baseball.
Dallas.
Well, wait a minute, hold on. New York City,
Of course.
Los Angeles,
Of course.
Chicago,
Of course.
San Francisco. Other notable markets:
San Francisco.
Dallas, Philadelphia, Boston, and DC.
Wait, San Francisco?
San Francisco,
The Bay Area.
Bay
That's
Area.
in California though. So they
Well,
all,
yeah.
they all the
I mean,
same.
you would think,
They got
you know,
the
California,
Warriors.
yeah.
They got the Giants, the Warriors, the Sharks. Right.
So what?
Boston
I mean, but they
is
still in
like
the top 10.
They'd be number 7.
Yeah, they're in the top 10.
Bro, if we gonna be real, it is not no such thing as 10 big markets. It's just not. You when you talk about big market, it's a finite number, and it's like 3 to 4.
No,
It's not
No,
10.
if it's a big
on,
market,
man.
bro, it's a big market. The whether is bigger or smaller than another market is a whole different
Right, 'cause if you
conversation.
look at the DC teams, they got Virginia, DC, and
Yeah.
Maryland. You know, not to mention then maybe West Virginia. I mean, it's when you obviously New York would be because it's the media capital of
Yeah.
the world. You know, Los Angeles,
Yeah.
San Francisco. You know, a lot of because you know you have both San Francisco and Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
They're not million people in their cities, but when you look at that whole area, and that's what you're looking at. You know, like if you look
How
at
do they regard that the metropolitan area?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how they be regarding that stuff. Because like Minneapolis per se isn't
it's a small market.
but the metropolitan area, that's when they get into the millions. That's those other cities and counties around there that got hundreds of
Well, if you
thousands
look
of
at-
people.
At the Packers and what they because they have this whole statewide, like in Philly, I mean in Pennsylvania, you either have Pittsburgh or you have Philly, right? But in Wisconsin, you just got the Packers
Mm-hmm.
and their breadth and scope in terms of a fan base, but it doesn't compare to even Chicago And hell, we're better than the Bears.
You know what's funny? You know, it's funny. Before I go into my couple shout outs, I just saw a post since 2020. It's basketball, football, baseball, and hockey. Obviously, we don't have a hockey, but they listed 5 teams with the best records since 2020.
We
The
don't
Packers,
have a hockey.
not NHL.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
We talking about major
the Admirals
sports leagues. The Packers, the Bucks, and the Brewers are all in the top 5.
Really?
And since 2020, as far as like their record since that year.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, 'cause we
and we're a
used to
small
suck.
market.
See, but man,
But for football, you got the salary cap. For basketball, you got the salary cap.
yeah.
Baseball is the exception because they don't do the salary cap.
Salary cap
And
don't
they're
matter if you got good
stingy
players,
with
you got
that
good
revenue
players.
share.
Well, yeah, that's why they arguing now about the salary cap now because they trying to make it even. They trying to even the playing field.
And I think they'll be resistant to that because,
Oh, yeah.
if you got the deep pockets to go and buy players,
Yeah.
you're going to go buy players.
At the end of the day, it's been parity is in all leagues now. Parity is in football, parity is in basketball, parity is in baseball. And everybody, like they always say, it's more than one way to cook chicken. They all doing it different, especially if you look at the collective bargaining agreements.
Mhm.
But their product is there is not one team that has a monopoly on the league. The Dodgers for years, have had the highest payroll, but they just now starting to win. They just won last year, and that's because the Yankees always lose when it mattered the most.
But I can tell you with Boston, they were notoriously cheap.
Right.
And it wasn't until they decided to spend money that they were able to break through in terms of, because, talent wins. If you can get the talent and then you can be cohesive with the talent usually going to win.
That make you feel better.
Speaking of that,
They make you feel better.
Speaking of that, and that's why in the college circuit, Dion was kind of hitting on that, was like, because with the money that you have to spend on these players, you're able to get good players. So some of these schools are going to miss out because you're not able to pay them NIL deals.
But schools were missing out when they was paying players under the table.
Of course.
So
But
if you got a big booster base,
yeah,
you were able, it was going on,
Mhm.
and they just kind of brought it to the light.
yeah.
Ask Eric Dickerson about that car, that Trans Am he was driving at SMU.
Right.
Matter
Or
of
the
fact,
football player from Ohio, what was his name? He was supposed to go high in the draft.
Corvette.
I mean,
Maurice
they just
Claret.
ruined his career,
Mhm.
man, for that, and that's wrong, man.
Reggie Bush too.
Reggie Bush.
But Reggie Bush has been restored.
Yeah,
Yeah, they gave
They
him his
all should be restored.
his Heisman back, and
yeah.
but no, it's. So they asked him about the car. He just smiled.
I would too.
Yeah. I told him myself.
Yeah, man. it's just like what they were paying players under the table. That goes back to the 30s, where you could go in and John Wooden really caught a pass because there was this booster that took care. They call him Mr. Sam. Took care of the players when the girlfriends got abortions. He paid for it. He put money in their pockets, and then athletes always sold their tickets, which makes it real interesting about how the NFL is cracking down on its players for scalping their tickets.
They're Super Bowl tickets. That's what they're really mad
most
about.
Most people are buying their tickets on a secondary market where they're paying far beyond the list price of that ticket. So. All right, let me do this. There was a mention of I talked about Sam's, but he came out before the draft. This guy, Carl Nassib, is the first openly gay NFL player to play in a regular season game, according to Wikipedia. He publicly came out in 2021 while playing for the Las Vegas Raiders. Nassib later played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and then retired in 2023. So thank you, DJ, for doing your crack reporting and bringing up. So that was the player that was he's out openly gay, no longer in the league. And then I was trying to figure out, when I asked Nancy and Brenda their favorite medical shows, and we got to talking about different folks. Well,
Diagnosis murder.
Yeah, I mentioned Ken Young. Uh, Ken. Is that his name? Ken. Anyway, he is a Korean actor. He is actually a doctor.
The one that played
Hangover.
Hangover.
Yeah.
was
He's a
funny.
medical
Yeah,
doctor.
yeah.
He graduated from Duke.
Mm.
Okay, so that's my clean. I think that's my cleanup. I think I got anything else I need to clean up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any cleanup, but just wanted to send my condolences to the Rucker and Genius family. They will be holding a funeral for one of their loved ones. So just wanted to send my condolences to that family. And then also just wanted to give a couple shout outs to a few people. One is Danny Disco Parker. Got to see him over the weekend. One of Milwaukee's coolest dudes you could ever meet. Disco. So just shout out to him. Shout out to Aaron Williams, the son of Super Sam Williams. So shout out to Sam Williams, and then just shout out to all of the LaVarn Way Boys and Girls Club alumni. Got to see quite a few people over the weekend. So just shout out to
I was
everybody.
playing ball at Columbia back in the day, and Sam Williams Soup would come. Some of the players would come up and play, and so I decided that I'm gonna try to take him to the rack. Sam blocked my shot so hard. I think there was a like indentation in the ground. He hit it. I said, "Man, you are a pro, huh?" You need to realize
Right.
on a pro basketball team is better than your entire neighborhood.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying, you like, oh man, such and such is better. If he is the 15th man, he really got some skills.
You just go to a basketball game right before the game starts. You look at warm ups. Majority of them players don't be missing, and they don't even touch the rim. They touch the bottom of the net.
That's why when you have a lot of youth groups where they're doing load management, these dudes are playing the different play, and they play a competitive game, people forget they're pros.
Mhm.
It's not college. It's not the 5 walk-ons. That if you got to put them out there, you're in trouble. These dudes are pros. Some of them can go to other teams and play significant minutes. A contract happens with the contract happens with the So, you go and my message that said, you believe that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me, you ain't dunking on Giannis. I don't care how much Jesus you got. I'm not dunking on Giannis. I can go ahead and do that little affirmation, twirl, but I ain't dunking on Giannis. It ain't happening. Anyway, you're listening to Really Voices Friday. You're joined in the studio by Devon Jones, DJ Protege, Debo himself, Clark Kent, and Jermaine Rideout. All lines are open 414-444-5250, 414-444-5250. Take a break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. And now it's time for the Hater Nation. All right, you're inside the Hater Nation population.
9.
There you go. Um, I was told that my esteemed colleague had some hate. So,
Yeah, I got quite a few, but I'm gonna just get to what's been a hotly debated thing this week,
Okay.
and it's the shenanigans that's been going on Water Street.
Oh,
So
go ahead.
if we remember, before COVID, there was no real shenanigans going on Water Street. All right, now people wanted to get outside and be outside. And so they opened up restaurants during COVID, but under a capacity basis, right? You could only be 70%, according to your capacity. So that allowed people to wander and be outside, either because they waiting to get into the bar or the restaurant or, the club, or, they just congregate outside.
they couldn't get in because of
Right, because
age.
of no, or that. But like I said, before that, you really didn't have that issue with kids being down there. As time went on, this continued with the capacity. All right. But now, more people are congregating down Water Street, because at that time, when people wasn't able to get in, people started to parking lot pimping was going crazy. Before 2020, people wasn't doing no parking lot pimping, because you was inside the bars, you did your work. When it was time to go, you chopped it up for a little bit, and then you got up out of there. But when 2020 hit, COVID hit, parking lot pimping became a thing, because people couldn't get in. And then as the let out came out, it was already a lot going on outside. So they tried to subside that by putting those signs up there. You can't park at those designated areas, because I would say up until 2021, 2022, you could be parking on the street at but you couldn't. Some stuff happened. As usual, you got to find somebody to blame. The first people that they tried to blame,
How about the people that did it?
well, they wasn't blaming them. They tried to blame the food trucks. Anybody with common sense knows it wasn't the food trucks' fault that all of that stuff was going. Yeah, they was
But-
blaming the food
But
trucks.
just real quick on that. But when they were asked why they were down there, they said they were there for the food trucks. So you're correct. It wasn't the food trucks, but the people allegedly were down there for the food trucks.
Right.
Come on, man.
I know. I'm just saying allegedly, and that became the excuse. So if the cops came up, because if you have all these underage people there after 11 o'clock, they should be getting tickets.
But that's my point. And so they tried to blame the food trucks. Come on, bro. It's not the food trucks' fault. So
No.
they moved the food trucks, right?
Remember
They
that.
had. So now if you do circle down there, whatever time, you will see that the food trucks will migrate from Water Street to down a ways by the bridge and all of that. Yeah. So, but now shenanigans still happen, but also you see an influx of just young kids down there. Shenanigans is continue to happen. Like I said, you got to find somebody to blame. Guess who they're blaming now? They're blaming the bars, even though all of the shenanigans is happening outside of the bars, not inside of the bars. My gripe is laws are just words until you uphold them. Kids are supposed to have a curfew. If it comes a certain point, let's just say it becomes 11:30 midnight, and you're a cop down there and you see people, I would say 3 times, and you don't see them trying to get into a bar, you need to be talking to, hey, how old are you? What you doing? You ain't trying to get into no bar. That should signal to you that these are underage individuals and they should be cited, them and their parents. Because one, everybody say it starts at home. As a kid, I wasn't outside after 10:30. I wasn't. My mama had me in the house. You know what I'm saying? If you're a parent and you don't know where your kid is at 10 o'clock, 10:30, you should be cited. Two, if you're a kid down there, you should be cited. Before 2020, I did not see kids on Water Street. After 2020, all I do is see kids down. And like I said, they just loiter. They're just outside. You know, obviously they can't get in the bar, but now they're blaming the bars. First it was the taco trucks or the food trucks. Now it's the bar's fault. No, it's being unable to uphold the laws.
You said who's blaming the bars?
The council members and all of that stuff that's on the news and stuff.
Ballman is concerned because the bars, they're the money makers. The bars are more concerned about the perception of safety, where people who would normally come down,
they're blaming the bars, and they're saying one, it's the crowds that you bring in, and two, it's the music that you play.
Ballman was
you didn't hear it from that specific individual, but
he's the alderman in the area.
If you're on social media, you are seeing people that are in politics comment on these posts.
There you go. And I was going to say that's what's really driving a lot of this is that on social media.
Well, when the mayor comes out and then when there is an emergency meeting for all of these things, there, like I said, people have to be blamed.
You know who wanted that emergency meeting?
And
the
now
bar owners.
The bars are being blamed for this, which they shouldn't.
I'm okay. And this is going to sound real cruel, but it's Friday. I don't care. Those folks who are talking on social media, they're just talking. There's a fiscal reality that people are dealing with. And so you sit up and if you blaming them, I'm saying the people, and I'm not going to say the people that matter, but the people that matter, the people who have to make the decisions are not blaming the bars.
But they was just blaming the food trucks. They were. That's why they had to move them.
They moved the food trucks because the young people were saying that, why are you down here? I'm not down. I'm over here for the food truck. And so then.
So they still down there.
Right. They're going. But what's really driving them being down there is social media. Social media will do enough to broadcast it where young people are attracted to drama that has not changed in years. You can have a place where somebody, why would you ever want to go to a spot where you heard somebody got killed? Right? There's this vicarious thrill that people get to say that I was down there. Brenda Buchanan, who is from Racine, talked about one of her nieces who wanted to drive up from Racine to Milwaukee because of the drama that's on the street, so they can say I was there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That
But isn't this like? Obviously, I wasn't old enough for this, but isn't this similar to when? You know, probably Jermaine's generation, maybe a little younger, was in traffic.
Yeah. It's the same.
And somehow it stopped.
Well,
they don't do that no more.
Police enforcement.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why it was stopped. Yeah, it was police enforcement.
But why did it stop? Because the neighbors began to complain about what was happening in their neighborhood. Yeah. As Michelle says all the time. In politics, the greasy, the loud, what is the loud wheel?
Yeah.
Gets the grease?
Yeah.
Squeaky wheel. Thank you. Gets the grease. Most of us are saying, look, you don't want the perception that you can't go downtown.
Yeah.
And I hear people, they should be worried about the north side. That's a different situation. You're talking about areas where you're generating a lot of tax revenue, right? Because as soon as your home assessment goes up because of lost revenue based on what's happening on Water Street, or if it was happening in the 3rd Ward, right? But what I find interesting is that there were a lot of concerns about, what is that, Element?
Yeah.
Going down there in the first place.
Yeah.
But I can say this, that guy is politically well hooked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's politically well hooked up. So you're not going to get. Now, the question might be, because the concern was, and I don't know how true it is, and it gets to DJ's point, it's like there are people who are saying, well, strip clubs attract certain kind of people.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that, because a lot of folks are trying to fly under the radar, because I told my wife I was going,
Well, those
but
are
I made my way down, because I had to make a phone call. I made my way down.
No,
the
no,
strip joint.
you went for the steak and shrimp.
Right.
You went for the
I'm there
steak
for the
and
wings,
shrimp.
right? I'm
Happy
just
hour.
saying that, but no, man, I don't care what if you begin to look at business, if you begin to look at how it impacts on property and property values
Keep
and
this in mind,
neighborhood.
too. Keep this in mind too. That downtown area has quickly become a mixed use, if you will, area,
Right.
because of the condos and the lofts and the investments that folks have
Right.
made down there. That changes the game
Yeah.
a hell of a lot
Yeah.
when you start talking about that kind of money.
Yeah. It's like almost in your neighborhood. If you fix your house up and you put all this money into your house, but then though you get a neighbor that's renting that comes and now it's trash everywhere and
Right.
things like that.
Right.
So your mindset is different, than when you got investments into it.
Because you don't wash or rent a car,
Exactly.
but your car,
Oh, you gonna wash it?
You gonna
clean,
wash it.
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
I'm just saying, in my neighborhood, I'm watching what's going on. We made an investment.
Yeah.
We made an investment, and we value our investment. Those homeowners on the block have made a substantial investment.
You don't
And-
plan to decide, okay, I want a nicer place, but you don't want to lose value on what you already have made the initial. You want to turn a profit on it if you can.
And then let's not just talk about Water Street. We got this seems to be a Puerto Rican thing, the street takeovers.
Oh,
right?
yeah, on the south side.
On the south side,
Yeah.
and they did one on the north side too.
Well, Oakland
It got shut
and
down
Locust was a street takeover.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then so when you all those things, but the businesses that
Are you
on
but
Oakland,
are they gonna blame the stoplights for that?
They didn't blame the stoplights,
My point.
but they did.
That's my point.
They
But it's
did go
not-
and arrest
you
the guy
use the
who
word-
who
I'm
provided the
always-
fireworks for that.
I'm
It's always we gotta find the blame for somebody. But are we really understanding what's going on?
if we had a situation where people getting robbed on King Drive down in Brownsville, and we're going to have Malele Cogs here a little bit later, you don't think that that's a concern for her?
Exactly.
Of course, it's a concern for her. Now, the whole, and then I think maybe we're conflating too, because then you got the whole situation with the homicide rate going up, but that's happening all over the city.
Yeah.
Because I would even add that even one of the bars down there has even upped their age limit from 21 to 25.
Right.
You know what I mean? So even upping the age limit still didn't change what's going on outside of the bar.
because I was about to say for the
Because
simple
it's
fact,
outside.
yeah, it's outside, and
I
you got
was telling the story back in the day. I know my sister remembered this. Like there used to be, I mentioned a joint called Chapter 3 in DC, Southwest DC. You had more people outside on their cars than you had probably in the club.
yeah,
So it's tough for business owners where one of the reasons why, what's my spot over here on just closed on 60th Street, Jeans.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
JJ got accused of a whole lot of stuff that he had no control over,
yeah.
because the issue wasn't in his bar.
It was outside.
It was outside his
It was
bar.
outside.
And when people are going
What bar are you referring to?
Jeans,
Jeans.
and then
On 60th, yeah.
yep, on 60, because it was
Right.
a period of time, especially on the weekends, like Saturdays, when they was in there, that whole area outside, people would purposely park around the corner, and then they would catch people coming out and rob them. So if you was parking like in that alleyway and like
Mhm.
around the corner, they was catching people and robbing them. So that's what made the scene like, okay, hey, be careful going over there, because if you
Well,
park over there, coming
I
out, they
don't
robbing
know.
you.
When I had my bar, I learned quickly that the Common Council operates from a, if not for the fact. That's kind of how they gauge it. Okay, so if Jeans wasn't there, then as the older person, my phone wouldn't be ringing 99 times every Friday and Saturday night. Noise complaints, the girl wouldn't have got killed on the bus, which had nothing to do with the bar.
Yeah,
Somebody driving by shoots,
Yeah.
A pregnant lady gets
Yeah.
hit. dies, and now the bar is penalized for it.
And if you watch the licensing when people come down for the renewals,
Yeah.
Southside bars are dealing with the same situation.
Absolutely.
Where people are, especially people like just down there drinking,
Mhm.
right? Because now you got a different thing.
Mhm.
Those kids out there, they probably ain't drinking.
What?
But I'm just saying they're not drinking like when I'm sitting up in the
public,
bar
yeah, they
where
not
I'm
drinking.
throwing
Oh,
them
yeah.
back and
Now, Jermaine, I don't know if he shared it today, but Jermaine quoted something that he saw on the book, social media. I didn't come for the entertainment. What did he say?
Yeah, he was on Water Street and did
that's,
the video.
That's circulated
Yeah.
the whole city. That's
He
probably
said-
circulated to state now, maybe even the country.
Yeah, he said, I don't come down Water Street to party and have fun. I come down on straight violence.
Mhm.
right.
So it's and then after that, you hear his guy in the background say, "You ain't gonna blow it, fam." And then shots go off, pop, 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 and they laughing in the background.
And then you figure, I'm gonna get away with it, or da 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 da, till you hit some innocent bystander. But it's also, if I'm looking at a certain group, if I'm talking about people in that age group, probably 17 to 25, I'm looking at people whose brains are not fully formed. Now, you still got the issues at other bars where these are grown-ass
cats,
people,
yeah.
right? And so, but it's easy to go after the kids because they shouldn't have been out after curfew. But, when you look at
If you down there, is mostly down.
Yeah,
If you down there, is like I said, I ain't never seen
and look,
that
I done had to sneak in the
these
crib
last,
being out after curfew.
them years
So,
before that I was
listen,
talking about
man,
earlier.
I used to go out a lot. We used to be downtown at the Park Bar. It was a bar called Pure. We was down at a lot of these joints, but I've never seen what I'm seeing now, like people getting shot on Water Street. Just the fights, they cutting the streets off and dead because we was always scared that the
most you
police
hear
was coming.
Is one of them college kids and got drunk and fell over in the river.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah, lacrosse.
shooting and people getting shot on Water Street
Oh,
is
then in Milwaukee too.
Yeah.
And lacrosse, they thought it was some kind of serial killer, and it wasn't. It was just people getting drunk, wandering out a bar, and bam, next thing you know, I'm in the Mississippi. Caller, welcome to the program.
Hey, what up, Keith?
Hey, what up?
This Trey here, okay? Third Ward Trey.
What up, Third Ward?
But
Trey, you act like we forgot who you was, man.
oh yeah, because
Where
y'all
you from?
hung up on me last week when I wanted
he
to get
like
my
to hear it.
political
He like
hate
to say
on.
No, that was
name.
the government.
Yeah, because
I'd like
I
to
wanted
say his
to
own
get some
name.
government hate on, but y'all wouldn't let me. Okay, so can I get government hate today?
Yeah, we ain't heard it.
Oh, there's a rule. There is a rule.
There's
What's
one
the
person
rule?
we can't talk about.
There's one person we don't talk about on Fridays.
Oh yeah, I know him, Orange
Okay.
Man.
We don't even allude to him.
But this is one of Orange Man's friends who run in Israel.
Netanyahu?
I hate his freaking guts.
Yeah, dude is
I saw
evil,
the pictures of them babies, man, skin and
dude
bones.
is evil, boy. Dude is evil. He is evil.
And in spite of what we saying, he's going, there is no starvation.
Yeah.
And they got tape, man. We looking at
I
the
mean,
kids starving, man.
That's the worst part. He said there is no starvation.
Don't believe
I'm
what
like,
your lying
dude,
eyes are telling you.
I was looking at it on TV, you moron.
Yeah, dude is
So,
evil.
yeah, that's what I hate the most today.
You know he's an ordained Baptist minister. No, Huckabee is.
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
No,
Huckabee, I was
no,
gonna
he's
give
not.
Huckabee.
He a
See, for
rabbi.
these cats to be ordained, like for Huckabee, like some of the stuff that these cats get on TV and say, you'd be like, man, what kind of God? Who are you serving?
I'm
For
like,
you to see
man,
these
them-
kids
I don't know what
starving
God
like this, man.
Israelites, the Israelis, because I got a lot of Jewish friends who are against it, what he's doing. So, yeah, I just hate him, man. I hate his face. I hate his voice. And, yeah, that's my hate for today.
All right.
abuse of power, man. That cat, abuse of power, man.
You know, and I don't know, and I'm sure that there are people who are historians who are better suited to kind of address this. But it's interesting that Israel's nemesis or enemy in that region is Iran, right?
right.
Now you got to go back. There's always been, even though it was the Persians that eventually freed the children of Israel when they were taken into Babylon. The Persians so there's been this issue out there, for years. Netanyahu wagged the dog. I don't know if y'all know what the concept of wag the dog is. When a president finds himself in trouble, you start a war. It becomes a distraction from what it is. Netanyahu was in real political trouble prior to October 7th, which became a gift for him, because then he was allowed, justify him to go in and do the damage, the carnage. And I don't know what constitutes genocide. I know that there's an international definition, and once that definition or that designation has been applied, then under international law, people are supposed to take action. Because what America could do is say, we're going to fly the stuff in, right? And nobody better touch us because we're going to fly the stuff in. They were doing maximum carnage, and now you put yourself in a situation where France and England are being more vocal about recognizing the Palestinian state, something you had not heard. And so they're trying to put pressure on this dude to say, man, you need to ease up. America needs to put pressure on him in order for him. And if what my guy is saying is true, that there are many American Jews who have a problem with what they see going. Obviously, you have the right to defend yourself. Obviously, there's some people who've been talking about a two-state solution. First of all, there are still people who do not even accept the legitimacy of Israel, right? Just because of how it became Israel and the displacement of indigenous people, right? Where you put them in the West Bank and you put them in Gaza. What people are not talking about is on the West Bank right now, settlers are attacking Palestinian people. So you want to do the perspective and then we go to a break?
Do the break and then come back.
Right. All right, welcome back. And now it's time for the Protege's perspective.
Throughout your childhood and adolescent years, you see the world through a very unique perspective. In this time, only a finite amount of experience is gained, and depending on the scenario or idea, no experience has been gained quite yet. In the earliest stages of life, you are gathering a significant amount of data at a rapid pace. In these stages, you are taught many things from many places. You're taught things from school, your family, and your experiences. It is from these perspectives and experiences that you begin to form your own. When you're not an adult, you just can't wait to become one because it is viewed as freedom. Ironically enough, adults will tell you not to rush to get older, although that very piece of advice is shunned as a child. Through every stages of development, you are learning from the older generation as well as being critical of how they may do or say things. When you were young, you would vow not to do or say certain things. You would dare to be different. It didn't matter that you may not have understood the complexities of why or how things came to be. You just disagreed with the result and took a stance to be different. As time goes on, the student becomes the teacher. For the younger generation will now view you in a similar regard, just as you did when you were a child. Though you vow to act different and speak differently than your elders, somehow, some way, you began to act similarly as you became of age. For the most part, as you grow older, you begin to see and sometimes understand the full scope of circumstances, both past and present. This too forms a new perspective from when experiencing life. Often as a young boy, I was told, keep on living, a phrase that often left me speechless and thoughtless. Now that very phrase can lead me to speak just a little more than before and think just a little more than I was as a boy. One more thought that comes to mind. Well, it's more of a question that I can't answer at this time. As you grew and became older, did you grow wiser or are you just a hypocrite?
Both.
You're honest.
Well, no, it's true. I mean, I think he great. I remember as a kid, I'm never gonna be like what I saw. I'm
He can't be smooth at all.
I got
On camera at that.
Man.
all right. You done passed the drugs. Look like we doing the drugs. Oh,
You gotta give me mine first.
okay.
There we go.
Now, as grandma say, lose them now. See what happens.
I know, man. My grandmother, though, when we were kids, my grandmother would give us money to go to the movies. She'd wrap it up in a handkerchief. You know what I'm talking about, Clark? And then pin it to the inside of your pocket.
Same way she would do.
Yeah,
No, but it's
this-
the same thing she would do. Because my grandmama used to that same thing, wrap it in that little napkin, and she gonna pin it inside her brazier.
And then you get to the theater, you got all the kids in the back waiting to get it because we in line, right?
Yeah.
And you try to get it out your pocket, sticking yourself with the pin.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
man, I
that's-
wasn't losing that money.
Wait, Keith,
Big old safety pin.
let me share this one with you. I don't know if we ever talked about this. Clark has the nerve to show me his wife penned a letter to him, man. He was going to the bar and she pinned it to his shirt. It said Clark can have 2 shots and 2 beers, and after the game he must come directly home.
You remember they pinned those
Hey,
notes
don't
on
be
you
giving
for
people
coming home from
ideas,
school?
man. Don't be giving people ideas,
telling you.
man.
No,
And-
they used to
and
pin
he
the
said
notes on you.
The bartender would not serve him anymore. He was like, "You've had your two," and says respectfully, Pam.
Respectfully,
Hey.
man.
And that's when, as you grow older, you understand the art of sipping. Yeah, you know when you young, you just throwing them back.
Going
You
straight to
throwing
the
them
head.
back with that letter. Now you like, I kind of sip this.
He got to do it for the whole game. So you
Yeah.
know
So,
he's.
so
he's
what did you do after the game? Man, I went home, man.
what,
they
what was
wouldn't
he
serve
gonna
me?
do? Better go home.
Man,
I told
boy.
this one young lady, she saw her granddad out at his spot, and she saw the car, and she know he liked he threw him back, right?
Right.
So she said, "Well, I'm just gonna wait and make sure he get home okay." So she followed him home, and he pulled up in the driveway. I said to her, "Aren't you glad he went home?"
Right. Yeah, you doing
You
stuff.
would have followed him to his girlfriend's house.
Yeah, that could have been a problem.
Yeah,
Broke her little heart.
Yeah.
Paul, you at the wrong house. This ain't where you. What you doing behind me?
Yeah.
She,
Yeah, that
no,
could've
she
been
ain't even
ugly.
gonna say that. She gonna, where are you going?
Oh, I
She
mean,
gonna talk to him like she heard.
Yeah,
She his
yeah.
daddy.
Hey, he better play drunk real quick. I
Oh,
thought this was
man.
my
I thought
house.
this was my house. Girl, I'm so glad you was behind me. These people don't know me. No, man, but thank you, Debo, for that memory, man. Back in the day, those of us can remember they used to pin a note
Oh yeah.
on you to send you home.
Make sure you
Make
got
sure you got home. And I don't know why we didn't just take the note off. It ain't like nobody watching. And then, boy, I tell you, I was up to no good when I was really young, man. I was always trying
Me
to figure
too,
it out,
me too,
man.
G.
One of the worst criminals ever. So, my friend Wild and his sister was, man, she would have been like sixth graders when we were like third, fourth graders. So I got a note. They sent the note home, and I'm going like, I can't take another note in there to my mom. You know, this is just not gonna happen, right? So I got to thinking. First, I was practicing her doing her.
Penmanship.
I really couldn't do it. So I went upstairs because the Reeds lived upstairs from us. I said, Roz, can you, I'm trying to learn how to write my mom's name, sign it. Can you do that for me? And then I can just follow what you did. And she said, where? And I had folded it so she could see the note right here on this piece of paper.
Wow, a real slickster.
Dude, I'm telling you, by the time I got to high school, man, I could forge my mom's signature. I was good. I got real good at forging my mom's signature.
Wow.
Which came in handy later in life because I'm responsible for bills, so I write checks.
I could tell you another way how you learn how to do the your mother's signature. We used to take a paper, take it like the white paper and put it on and then
And trace it.
trace it.
Call
Never got in trouble.
Caller, welcome to the program. Good
Good
morning.
morning, you on there?
Good morning, fellas.
What's happening?
You got it. Keith, you know what? You know why you didn't take that note on? Because you had respect.
Yeah.
But you know what you had more than respect?
Fear.
You had fear.
Yeah.
And see, that's what, and to me, I could be wrong. Y'all may have a different opinion than me. But to me, that's what's really missing in society today. Now, we all did our little sneaky stuff back in the day, but the way we did it, and like I always said, we probably all cussed except for DJ. DJ said he didn't cuss. But when a grown-up came by, we stopped cussing, right?
Yep.
How many of y'all, I'm not sure about DJ. DJ, you're in your 30s.
Yeah. I ain't
Everybody
cussing
else in
around- I
there
ain't
is
cussing
over.
around grown folks though.
Everybody else is in there is over 40, right?
Yeah.
Do kids cuss around y'all when you go to the filling station and all that stuff, or do kids cuss around you and don't care if you're standing next to them?
Yep. I had that.
Couple, but don't you think the difference,
So it could be
George?
like 2 or 3 of them, and one of them will say, "Man, don't you see old dude standing right there, man?
Yeah,
Have some
yeah.
respect,
Maybe.
man."
Yeah,
maybe every now and then.
Right. You're right, George. Not all the time.
But I think the other piece of it was we were a little bit more connected. We were a little bit more contained. So somebody could know you or know your family based on where you were.
That's true,
so
Keith.
they would get back to your family. Where, you know, if this kid is downtown, he live on the northwest side, you know, I mean, that, but, you know, we were kind of, so I knew on 11th Street where Carrie Miles lived that maybe I'm going to act a little bit different than 12th Street where she didn't live, because she tell my mama. You know,
you keep this in mind. Mothers,
and you've been saying something real important, Keith, this week too.
Mothers are younger,
and
grandmothers are even younger.
And Jamie Foxx said this, and it kind of freaked. He said, "We were actors." And what did he say that? He said, because you represented your family.
Exactly.
So you didn't get out there and mess up your family name and like, oh, well, we know we had some families that kind of had a bad reputation coming up. I'm not going to put no names on the radio.
Oh, yeah.
But for the most part, you didn't get out there and clown to mess up your name. And what's different here too today, I know it's too key. Your teacher would get you.
Mm-hmm.
Your neighbor would get you,
Mm-hmm.
and your parents would get you. And guess what? Your parents didn't question them. Why you put your hands on my kid? Because they knew I'm looking out for your child.
Man, if I went home, George, and told my mama, Miss Ely hit me, what did you do?
Exactly.
No.
That was the first thing came out of our
She
parents'
should have hit
mouth.
you. And come on in here. I'm going to hit you too. Because you know
Exactly.
better.
Well, you know
I'm gonna tell you something. You better not put your hand on nobody's child today. I don't care if they was standing there cussing you out.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Put your hand on them and find out what's going to happen.
And I think that is a certain parental immaturity. First of all, you know how bad your child is because you got to deal with that child every day.
Right.
I work with kids, man, whether it was the Scouts or youth and children's ministry to work on the playground, and they go, "Why are you doing such?" You know, that boy is the demon seed.
Mm-hmm.
People, how come you ain't on TV? I'm looking at everybody else on TV. How come you ain't on TV?
Who?
I'm looking at y'all on YouTube on TV. How come Debo ain't on camera?
Oh,
Because he's busy.
he's in the control room.
Oh, okay.
Head too big.
But that's all I want to say.
Behind the curtain.
Hey, man, y'all have a blessed weekend.
Yeah, you
you
too, man. Yeah, behind the veil.
You said it's both though, huh?
Yeah, it is both, man. I mean, I was.
Did y'all hear what I said?
What?
The mama, she 22 and the grandmama 35.
That ain't new though, man.
That's the new
That
age
ain't
now.
new. There are a whole lot of folks came up in Mississippi. They were young parents.
But they know,
Yeah,
but how they
man,
was raised.
grandmamas
though.
ain't the
Right.
same
It's a
as
different. It's a different from the
as
South.
your
than-
grandmama. These
than the
grandmamas
city.
nowadays, man, is something else.
See, the kids in the South gonna say yes, ma'am, and yes, sir. Some of these kids ain't gonna say that.
No, I mean, we've always had young grandmothers. I mean, that putting it on like on that, and some of us, our parents were young when they had us. You know, so I think the society is.
I better to differ.
What do you mean?
I disagree. My grandmama was an old lady
Okay.
with Mississippi upbringing and ways, and we were all reared that way,
Right,
ma'am, sir.
Right,
You know, it's
right.
it's a different era.
Yeah.
Well, but when I came along, my grandmother was in her 30s, 40s. So, I mean, I think, you know, because especially in the South, people got married young or they pregnant young. All right, y'all figure out how y'all gonna raise that seat. Here we go. All right. See if y'all can raise that seat from the dead.
What y'all done doing around the musical chairs? Wow. You're inside Community Voice with Keith Parris, DJ the Protege, and older woman Malele Cox as they are playing musical chairs.
First rule I learned: no dead air on radio.
Absolutely.
No dead air on radio. All right. We good? You wanna be
Finally.
higher?
What she say?
You like the high chair when you look? Mom, could you lower that chair? Oh man, y'all remember the high
So-
chairs?
I'm sitting in one right now.
This is the high chair. Well, good morning.
Yes.
Well, welcome back. We're all straight now. We're joined in studio.
Number 5 is number 5 on.
Check. Do a mic check there for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we good?
Say something.
What up?
Yeah.
Alderwoman Malele Cox. How are you?
I'm well this morning. How are you all?
Good morning. Good morning.
Doing well. And she slang wood. It's time to talk. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. They're here to talk about Bronzeville Week, right?
Yep.
So let's talk about it. What we got going on this year? Well,
This-
first of all, how many years have we been doing this?
this is our 15th. This is our 15th annual
Wow.
Bronzeville Week. So we've been doing it for 15 years. This Saturday, from August 2nd to August 9th, is Bronzeville Week, and we kick off the week with the Harambe 5K walk run for healthy birth outcomes. That's why I brought Tonda Thompson with me, because she's the founder of the walk run. But we start with that, and then brunch in Bronzeville, and then we go all the way with almost like 30 activities throughout the week. And we end the week with the pancakes and poetry on the 9th, as well as the Bronzeville Art Walk, and Feel the Culture, an evening with LaRoyce Hawkins, one of the actors from Chicago PD.
So we start off with the Harambe walk run. Tell us, what was the genesis of this?
Well, in 2013, I always had to tell the story of losing my son in 2013. My son Jarrell was born at a hospital, and we did not receive adequate health care. At the time, in Milwaukee in 53212, that had the highest infant mortality rate in the city. And I was really baffled at the statistics that I saw. I saw that 117 babies went through what my baby went through that year, and I was really upset. So I always say that I shaved my head. I became a Wakandan warrior, and I wanted to fight for Black and brown babies in the community. I was later on hired by Public Allies Milwaukee, and I was placed at United Way of Greater Milwaukee and Waukesha County. And we developed the Harambe 5K. I was given a task to do something in the Harambe neighborhood, and that was the ultimate goal. But to me, it's not just checking the dots. It's a personal fight that I've been fighting to make sure that all Black and brown babies are born healthy and safe in our community. And thank you to Alderwoman Cox for giving me the platform to host this event that means so much to me, as well as my family, as well as Black and brown people across the nation.
And that's tomorrow?
That is tomorrow, August 2nd. We are starting early tomorrow. Registration begins at 6:30. The race starts at 8, but we're going to start the program at 7:30. You can Google Harambe 5K. There's a wordplay with the word that's HARUNBE. Harambe, people say. Harambe 5K. And you can register online. Registration opens, and it's open until 6:30 today.
Alderwoman Cox, what is the Bronzeville area? What does that cover?
We just expanded the boundaries earlier this year. So the boundaries now are from Burleigh to Walnut, from King Drive to the highway.
So it's long.
Yep.
Not necessarily wide, just long.
Just long.
Right? Yeah.
We wanted to encompass more of the original Bronzeville than it originally did.
When you look, there's development going on down in Bronzeville. How are you feeling about that?
You know, I'm proud of it. You know, most of that, the overwhelming amount of the development you see in Bronzeville is led by African American developers. That's something that I think is special. And you don't see a lot of that in other parts of the city. I thought that was important for Bronzeville. We also have something called the Bronzeville Advisory Committee, which is a committee of residents, some of whom are business owners, some of whom live in the Bronzeville area, as well as a couple of city staff, and representatives of the Business Improvement District. The goal is, when opportunities to develop come, that they add another lens of review of what those projects should be, because they got to be special. to be in the Bronzeville area. If the city has anything to do with it, some stuff is private, and it doesn't come through the city in that same way. But if it has to come through the city, we've used the advisory committee to be that lens for the community to make sure that the projects are fitting for Bronzeville.
There are a number of like Bronzeville communities throughout the country.
Yes.
So how have you all come together and said we want our Bronzeville to be different from, let's say, DC's or Chicago, or how can we make it similar? Was there any brainstorming sessions to, make it distinct than others, but also, have some sort of connection?
So while we are very much aware of the other Bronzevilles that exist, I don't think we've ever used a measurement of theirs to ours. I think ours is unique in a multitude of ways, and one being that ours is based on the best King Drive in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any of them can say that.
Yeah.
And it's a few other, very distinct things that I think separate us from them. But it's also some great things that bring us together, like the amount of African-American owned businesses, and how we encourage those businesses. But even something like Bronzeville Week, where I know each of them do their own promotional type things, but none of them have something like an 8 days worth of family field community fun that's majority free and open to the public like we do annually. And none of them have been in National Geographic as one of the 52 places in the world to see, and a whole bunch of stuff like that. So it's a lot of accolades that I think we here in Milwaukee's Bronzeville have a right to be proud of, and that make us distinct from others. But any push for the growth of Black commerce, arts, and culture, wherever it is in the nation, I think is a great thing.
Is that a bid? Is Bronzeville a bid, or? So
in 2005, my predecessor, Mike McGee Jr., put forward legislation at the city to create a development district. So Bronzeville is actually a development district. And that's important because it's not the neighborhood or anything like that. We're made up of 3 very distinct, very historical neighborhoods: Harambe neighborhood, Halyard Park neighborhood, and it lines up to Brewers Hill neighborhood as well. So it's 3 very great, very strong neighborhoods that help make up the area around Bronzeville, but it's truly a development district. It's the African American Cultural and Entertainment district for the city of Milwaukee.
And then we just have what is it, like almost like an art studio that's open in that area?
There is an arts gallery, 507 Gallery, that's open on 5th and North. There's Giselle's Art Studio, which is on Val Phillips and Monarchy. There is Copyright Studio, which has everything from art exhibits to podcast studios and photography studios, which is on Garfield and MLK. So there's a lot of great stuff over there.
She slings wood too.
She slings wood.
Black Arts Fest is tomorrow. Was that strategic to have everything start on that day, or it just happened that way?
So when we began Bronzeville Week, it wasn't even a city event. It was some friends and I. And we began it the weekend that African World Festival used to be. At the time that we began it, there was no African World Festival. It was dormant for several years. So we did time it in a way to, I guess, supplement people's summer for what we're used to having. And then when Black Arts MKE came back, we changed our festival. Our Cultural and Arts Festival used to be on Saturdays, but when they chose to bring Black Arts MKE in effort to support each other, we moved our festival to Sunday. So Sunday from 10 to 6 p.m. on North Avenue from King George to 7 will be the Bronzeville Cultural and Arts Festival. Well over 100 vendors, 3 stages, in a kid zone and a whole bunch of stuff for the family. But we did that to support Black Arts MKE, because we hope that their event is successful. And so we made our activities on Saturday be earlier in the day so that it would be less conflict and people could partake in all of it.
Your district abuts parts of Water Street.
We're near.
Yeah. When you look at I think one of the things around Bronzeville is making it a destination point, right? how do you make sure the perception that people have that they go there? How important is the perception that they go to these places that they're going to feel safe and secure? Only because what's going on, in the media right now. But when you have destination spots, Water Street is the destination spot that people try. And I think that that's the same vision for Bronzeville, right?
Right. In a way, except that Bronzeville is based more on culture and arts, whereas Water Street, I think, is entertainment, but it's not based on culture and arts. So I think that's a huge difference right there.
Okay.
So although we may attract some of the same patrons, it's a different feel that you're coming to Bronzeville with than you would go down to Water Street with. But I think that, we have taken our precautions, met with MPD, have plans with security and MPD, and all of that. But I just think the energy that we exude and that we attract people to the events with is such that in the 15 years, knock on wood, we haven't had any major incidences ever. And the festival, it's a kid zone on one side, it's a gospel stage on the other side, and there's a whole bunch of family and friends in the middle. So we hope that the energy that we planned all this with and that everybody's coming down there with and that they exude while they're there is such that it continues to make it a safe place. Years ago, we had a study done actually to demonstrate, because I just thought this was true, but we actually researched it to see. They studied violent crime in the neighborhood around the area the week before, the day of, and the week after. And what that study showed is the violent crime the day of the events and the week after was less than the week before. I have a strong belief that if you bring like-minded people together for the positive, it kind of pushes out the negative, if only for a period of time. But I think that still happens, not just with Bronzeville Week. We study other stuff too, Heal the Hood and a whole bunch of other community events as well.
Talk about We Slang Wood.
Here it is. Yes, she slangs wood.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
I said we.
Yeah, it's we now
because you're gonna put me to work, right?
I got boys and girls now, so it really is we now. But yeah, so She Slangs Wood is it's really a reflection of the work that has been done over the years. So it was pretty much me taking a therapeutic approach to working in social justice for so many years. Before the unrest, I was protesting. I was saying, let's make sure black and brown babies are strong and healthy. I was at the tables with mayors and all the people and senators and all that. I was doing the work, and it came to a point during 2020 where I was like, look, I'm just going to sit in this garage and make a table. And everything that I made during the pandemic, it went viral. People like seeing a black woman build cool things. So it turned into a full-fledged business where I started teaching other black women to be self-sufficient. When people think of She Slangs Wood, they think of, oh, it's cute DIYer, type of thing. But it's really making a statement like, you can go get your own tools, build your own things, and you don't have to wait for nobody to do this. And my target audience is black women, and saying, instead of waiting for somebody to change your environment, you can change your own environment. So that's where She Slangs Wood, took off with. And now I have a whole staff of people that are on Achilles and Burleigh making it work. So it's really, like I said, it's a reflection of the work that we started. I wouldn't say but we started with making sure that we eliminate social determinants of health that causes infant mortality.
If people want to, can they still register for the walk? Absolutely.
So, yep, Harambe 5K. You can just Google that, or NCBH, NCBHFinc.org is my website. There's a link to register online. You can register at the City of Milwaukee as well. So there's multiple links that you can register for the 5K, and the registration closed at 6:30 today.
Is it still a certified race?
It is. It's certified for. We're at the 10-year mark where I have to get recertified for it. But I have 2 routes that are certified, and this one is certified with U.S. Track and Field. If you run this 5K, you'll be listed in history as running a 5K along with Sha'Carri Richardson and all those different folks. You are basically on the same page with them with being listed historically.
Is my guy coming back?
Oh, I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
Tell
Quinn.
her who my tell her who my guy is. Tell
So-
about Q.
So Q is a young boy that every year he comes with the visions. And he tries to come in first place. He did come in first place one of the years, but every year if he doesn't, he'll make sure he come back the next year in first place. So it's him and another young lady that does it.
He's in high school now, right?
He's a full athlete now, so
Yeah.
so he might come back and take over again.
Oh my God, we're trying to figure out, and I'm only doing this due to descriptive because you have to look at the totality of what we're looking at, and you're looking at this little white kid. He must have been about 10 or 11 then. I mean, he is. I mean, he's
Yeah.
with the real runners because because it's a certified race.
Yes.
There are people there who are using this to qualify for different races,
Yes.
and man, yeah, Q, that's my guy.
Yes.
That is my guy.
You got-
Every year.
So
Every year.
it's either Q or Mandela Barnes who
Mandela Barnes.
comes in first.
And you know who else? Ernest Goggins.
Ernest Goggins, yes.
Yeah.
So Ernest, those three, and all of the Fear MKE. Shout out to Fear MKE because they're my number one supporters with groups. They come in real heavy this year. The city of Milwaukee Health Department has a huge team, so I'm hoping to see some of those folks come in first place, but we'll see.
Is there a website people can go to, Alderwoman, to just get the whole lineup for the week?
Yeah, the whole schedule is available on the city's website, milwaukee.gov/Bronzeville. And if you just go to the city's first page, it's a logo for Bronzeville. If you click it, it'll get you all the information, the schedule, and the flyers and all of that. I do also want to say thank you to the planning team for Bronzeville. We spent a whole year planning all of these events and all the folks who are doing the events. It takes a lot, but I also want to say a special thank you to the sponsors, of which we have many. But some of the major sponsors, I just want to say thank you to, of course, the city of Milwaukee, the historic King Drive Bid, JJ Fish and Chicken, Visit Milwaukee, Miller Communications, Bader Philanthropy, Brewers Community Foundation, Thrive On Collaborative, and Walmart. Without those contributions, we wouldn't be able to do this for free for the public. So I just want to make sure that I shout all of them out. And like I said, it's something for everybody on the schedule, and it's some free stuff for families. We do Kool-Aid and Canvas and a whole bunch of stuff for kids. And like I said, this year we got a few celebrities that will be coming. On Thursday at 6, we have Rotimi, the actor from The Shy and Power, and he's doing a workshop for other actors, giving them pointers and a Q&A at Howard Fuller School. Stuff like that, like some real interesting, different stuff. I do also want to point out that we have the historic conversation, which is always really important to it as well. I'm like, we do the health stuff, we do the art stuff, we do the cultural stuff, but it's also, I think, Bronzeville is a part of our history. And I think that we always have to put a historical lens on it. So on Monday, at the Wisconsin Black Historical Society, there will be a conversation, United We Stand, the power of partnership and collaboration. And the program starts at 5:30. So take a look at the schedule, pick some things, tell some people about it, and please come through and share the experience. Every day, I feel like we're building a Bronzeville that we all can be proud of for years to come.
Alderwoman Malele Cox, Ms. Tanda Thompson, Bronzeville Week, the Harambe Walk and Run. It starts tomorrow. And so we have to take advantage of it. Appreciate you all coming in.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
You're listening to Community Voice. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Nah, it ain't that big of a deal to me.
I know. You know, every time we do the rejoinder, you know, his cheekbones are all up in his forehead.
Yeah. Every time he hears his name, he turning to Albie Shore. You know? He turning to Albie Shore when he hears his name.
He's shaking his head like,
yeah.
Recognize you.
Hold on. They hit 6. Hold on. Six, brother.
Looks like I just saw the cover come off the mic.
Yeah, man. What happened was,
No, well, really, Jermaine still steaming.
This thing right here came on.
You would have thought it was Juneteenth where he was on.
Hey, man. Hey, hold on. Hey,
Hot.
man. Conversation that happens off the air stays off the air.
It
But yeah, I was feeling some kind of way
that
since you
one's
brought
been
it
on the
up.
air already.
Since you brought it up, let's talk about it, brother. Let's talk about it. Hey, man, I'm over here feeling real
we keep
raffy.
where it's at, man.
I'm feeling real raffy right
You got a
now.
birthday coming up too, don't you?
Yeah, next week. Well, yeah, next week I got a birthday coming up. August
Happy
10th.
55th.
Hey, I appreciate it, brother. I'll be 15
Yeah.
again. No, but seriously, man, I'm and again. No, but
49
seriously,
years old.
on the serious note, man, I'm grateful, man, because Lord knows I didn't even think I was going to see 40, really 20, man, because I was almost 23 because I was almost killed on my 22nd birthday. And just now, years later, man, that I can
How you gonna laugh?
yeah, because Keith, because Keith, hold on, because Keith ain't never been in a situation like that, so he
Not on
don't,
my birthday.
so he don't
There's been some
understand.
other days when
Not on my birthday.
No, I actually had some rough birthdays.
Yeah.
Oh
so
yeah, you definitely had. I was just looking. You got the scars to show for
Yeah,
it.
I
So,
do.
oh my God,
yeah, man. So I'm grateful.
And
Man.
I'm gonna tell you, man, DJ is reliable.
Yeah.
He is faithful.
Yeah.
But when he called me, there's 2 times. One day after his birthday,
Yeah.
and when he got the flu.
Oh,
You know, but other than that, I mean, maybe some work day.
yeah.
But that birthday,
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I ain't hanging out with you for your birthday, dude. Because y'all, man, oh man,
It's actually the next day.
I got
The next day.
I got a buddy, man. We used to do his birthday, man. It'd be like, we gonna work week 2 of your birthday. And I'm telling you, man, I'm running on fumes right now. We got but anyway,
But
okay.
you know, it's a saying that
stopped.
say it's a privilege to grow old, man.
Yeah, I stopped, but I
It's
used
a
to have
privilege.
3-day parties, 3 days and had the nerve to have them at 3 different locations.
What'd you have this year? Wasn't it 2?
No, well, yeah, sort of, kind of, but
Yeah.
the main one was the Mother's Day.
He took it down from 3 to 2.
Man.
Really, DJ? That's what we doing? That's what we doing? Well,
You know what, man? He talked about it in his perspective. Wisdom.
yeah, I quickly
'cause
learned
there's
that
some things.
3 days was too much.
Yeah, you know what? And truth be told, 3 days was too much when I was young, but I could recover differently.
Quicker.
You know, quicker, man. You know, you my mom used to talk about. She said, "Oh yeah, we go out and we party, and we get up and go to work the next day." Shoot, man, dude. Some days it just. We had a union Christmas party over at Victor's, and everybody would come, management, administrator, union members, and so we was partying that night. I mean, county union parties, they be parties, and man, I was,
You was.
but my supervisor was there.
Oh, Lord.
Uh-huh.
So how can I call in sick when my supervisor's there?
They should know.
You got sick
Yeah,
at the
but
party.
yeah, but
Well,
you
did your
know-
supervisor call off the next day?
No, she and I was both there, looking like we the day after the night before. That was when
Who did it with folk?
Yeah, man, that was one of the quietest days when you walked in the office, man, because it was just like
Nobody wanted to be bothered.
nobody wanted to be bothered, and it was a Friday too. You know it.
Them kind of be the best time. Because
Yeah.
Fridays sometimes be
And before
be light,
direct-
you know.
Before direct deposit, you know, you could call in on payday.
Yeah,
You gotta go get your paper, man. You would
not miss payday.
You ain't missing
You call
payday.
in sick and walk in there. Nobody
I
can get your
remember
check.
I was,
Hey, that's funny.
you know, my mom one day she had called in sick and she sent me out to pick up her check. They said, "How Cliffy doing?" She fine, you know, she a little sick. Wear a check.
Lying again. Lying again.
Oh, your mama.
Let me get that check up on you.
Man, you got there on payday, and then depending on who your supervisor was, because we literally had to go pick up the paychecks. Right, there'd be somebody designated from your office to go to the courthouse to pick up the paychecks.
Mm-hmm.
Some supervisors, because they want their bank, they down there right away. Yeah, other supervisors, they weren't going to pick up the check till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know, and I guess the law says as long as you get paid by the end of your shift, you know, you straight.
Yeah.
But you know, on payday, man, and then, you know, the importance of having a bank account. I banked at U.S. Bank, still bank at U.S. Bank. As a matter of fact, one of the reasons why I bank at U.S. Bank is because of Pastor Valerie Daniels Carter. She was the manager over here, the branch over here on Teutonia back in the day.
Okay.
And
I the Teutonian Capitol.
Yep.
When it used to be right there, yeah.
Yeah, and I used to come in and
You don't remember that, do you, DJ?
not have ID. So then they'd send me over to her, and I go like, she said, "Keith, you know, you need to get." Then she finally said, "Why don't you just open up an account? You up here, you know, because our check was drawn on the bank, right? So I opened up that account.
Village,
Yeah,
you know.
1985.
See, that's still
I mean, I can't remember the one on Capitol.
Yeah, it's right there where the Walgreens.
Right there where the Walgreens is.
Yeah,
That was the bank.
that was first.
I'm trying
But
to.
it was
US
First Star more than likely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was First Star more than likely.
I thank her
Okay.
because, you know, I be coming up there, especially, you know, my little unemployment checks. That means I'm up in there every week. You know, she's just like, open up an account. I was like, yeah, because, and I think the thing that got me off of check cashing was I got a refund check, and they took so much of that check. I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, you know, county was paid. I think they still are paid every other Thursday. But if it fell like at the first of the month, you go to the bank, the SSI people, they're busting their check. So they finally set up a line for customers, people with
Accounts.
Because you had other people coming in. That federal check, you can take to any bank and they have to honor it. Or if you got a check that was drawn on U.S. Bank, you take it to the bank. Yeah, boy. I don't even talk about garnishment, what that looked like at the county.
Please, no.
Man, that was crazy, man, because you had to go down, and what happened was the county would cash your check, pay the garnishment,
Yeah.
charge you $5, and then and this is how you knew you were garnished. That pink envelope, because in the county system, the pink envelope means nobody opens it. If you want to lose your job, open up a pink envelope that was sent to Jermaine, and I open up that envelope. I'm telling you, of all the work rules I saw, that was the one that was 100%. I never saw that rule violated. So then you go down to the courthouse to pick up your check, and you see, oh man, people from every department. Folks, you'd be surprised. Hello. Folks, you'd be surprised. So handle your business. Because I told the student loan people, he said, well, you know what we can do is you just send us the payment every month that, you know, we're going to garnish. I'm talking slick. Garnish my check.
No,
I
you
don't
ain't
care.
tell them that.
Yeah, I did tell them that. And you know what they did? They garnished my check.
Right. What's wrong with you?
Now, when it's December, you got to get down to the courthouse in Wisconsin weather. There you go.
So why the pink? You couldn't open that pink.
That was their rule. You couldn't. You pink envelopes. You don't ask anybody who worked at the county. They'll tell you. Hello.
Hello.
Introduce yourself to our listening audience.
Hello, listening audience. My name is Anitra Riley. I am the planning chair for Black Arts Fest MKE. We'll be down at the Summerfest grounds tomorrow all day long from noon to 10 p.m. Hoping you guys join us.
Can you do it quicker? What can people expect? What you got going on?
Oh my gosh, we have all the things, all the things. So you can expect safety. You can expect fun, festival, family. In the kids area, we've got Pop Up with Pops, which is a celebration of Black fatherhood. So we have that, and that's sponsored by Milwaukee County Pops Project. It's also brought to you by Mighty Small Moments, which is a an early childhood parenting program in by the city of Milwaukee. And then we have Via Marie Elevations, which is a events company, black owned right here in Milwaukee. That's going to be hosting with some fun chalk art, face paint, African jewelry making, and all that. So that's in the kids area. Also, there is ways to get in for free for families to get in for free to enjoy that. So from 12 to 12:30 at the gates, all seniors 65 and older get in for free. And then also at the gates from 12 to 1 o'clock, we have our Peace Pledge sponsored by the New Pitts Mortuary, which is the first 100 people to arrive at our gates and sign our Walk Up Peace Pledge between 12 and 1 o'clock. Also get in free, and then the kiddos 7 and under get in free as well. So bring the families down to the family area.
Is it the same as it used to be? I haven't been to Summerfest in a while. So if I get there 12, can you re-enter, or once you're in, you have to stay in?
Y'all don't get on my nerves. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this. All right. We have so much going on all day long, and you know that we have our concert series. Our concert series, we call them our entertainment trio, is going on all day. So we got Star Red at 2:30. We've got Kevin Ross at 4 o'clock. We've got the Divine Nine Party at 6 o'clock. We've got Carl Thomas at 7:30. All that to say, we want you to bring your families down. So folks want to go home, take the babies home, come on back and kick it with us, and we're okay with that. So while we want to certainly, be careful with ins and outs and such, we do honor that for families that are leaving and coming back.
All right, because I'm just saying, you might be 60, you want to come down, but do you really?
It's important.
Yeah.
It's important. Especially we're asking for families to come out.
Yep. So if people want to get tickets, more ways they can get tickets.
You can get tickets online and on site. So if you're walking up to the gate, feel free to come on down. And if you are looking for tickets online, you can go to blackartsfestmke.net and buy tickets online. And for those who already have tickets, our tickets are digital. So if you're searching your emails, wondering, where's my ticket? I forgot where my ticket is. Search your email under Universe, and you'll see the system that sets your ticket out. You just walk up to the gate, you scan your phone, or you scan your
We look forward to it. Be there tomorrow.
Black Arts Fest MKE. All day long, 12 noon, 12 p.m.
Let me thank everybody who's been part of the program today. DJ, Debo, I think, but it don't matter, right? Debo.
Just wanted to mention a couple other things we have. Also, want to invite the community to a couple things. We have a culture and community talent show. We also have a dance series, a group city jam session, which is all our culture talent local talent at 5 as well. After the show, it's a really special segment celebrating the evolution of Asian here to the way that we rock today. So all our special and particularly planned for you. Another shout out to the new Pittsburgh Peace Play. We hope to see you guys there soon.
Let me thank also all the women. Everybody's made this program what it is today. The Lord willing, keep on rise so to talk about. Hope to talk to everybody. Yeah. Everybody say, anyway, what a time. All right. Hope to talk to everybody on Monday. You have a safe weekend.